Frog Child hopped up to his mother and said, Mama, I want to go exploring today.
Can we get
And his
volume
mother
on the
said,
mic?
well,
That's
Frog
me.
Child, why don't you go down and play in the mudslide down at the edge of the pond? Did that yesterday, Mama. Well, then go down to the swamp-grass bog where the river flows into the pond. Did that the day before yesterday, Mama. What I want to do is I want to go past the mud flats, past the swamp grass bog. I want to go out into the Great Meadow and go exploring. Oh, Frog Child, no, 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 no. Not the Great Meadow. There are things out there that will scratch and claw and eat you up. Mama, I'm not a little tadpole anymore. It's time you let me grow up and go out exploring on my own. And his mother knew he was right. But don't you know, it's hard for a mama to let their children grow up and go away on their own. But she said, all right, Frog Child, you're right. You go and explore that meadow, but you be careful, and you look out for those things that can scratch and claw and eat you up. And when the sun turns red in the western sky, you come home back safe to me. Oh, Frog Child was so happy. He did 3 somersault hops. He hugged his mama real tight, and then he set off to go exploring. He jumped off the lily pad and he swam across the pond. He hopped through that mud flat. He hopped down through the swamp grass bog, all the way through the forest to the Great Meadow. Now, over on the other side of the Great Meadow, the sun had warmed up the entrance to the rocky burrow where Snake Boy lived. The Snake Boy stretched out beside his mama and said, Mama, I feel like exploring today. Well, Snake Boy, why don't you just go down and explore around those boulders down at the bottom of the hill? Did that yesterday. Well, then go play in the sand pit, the edge of the forest there. Did that day before yesterday, Mama. I want to glide past the boulders. I want to slide through the sand pit. I want to go explore in the Great Meadow. Oh, Snake Boy, no, not the Great Meadow. Don't you know, there are things out there that will peck and bite and eat you up. Mama, I'm not a little baby anymore. It's time you let me grow up and go out exploring on my own. His mama knew he was right. But yes, it is hard for a mama to let their children grow up and go out exploring on their own. But she told her son, Snake Boy, you go explore. But you be careful out there in that Great Meadow. And you look out for those things that will peck and bite and can eat you up. And you come on back home to me when that sun turns red in the western sky. And Snake Boy was so happy. He did 3 pretzel twists. He hugged his mama real tight and off he went. He slithered down to the bottom of that hill. He glided round the boulders. He slithered through all that sand pit and through the forest and made his way to the Great Meadow. That little snake was slowly and carefully making his way through that lush meadow grass when suddenly he froze. Because right there in front of him was the strangest looking creature he had ever seen. And he remembered his mama's warning. He coiled himself up tight and said, "Stop right there. You don't peck or bite, do you?" Well, Frog Child had to stop and think. Gosh, no, I don't bite, I don't peck. Wait a minute. What about you? Do you scratch and claw? And now Snake Boy had to stop and think. Shoot, no, I don't do those things. They looked at each other for a moment. And then at the same time they said, hey, you want to go out exploring in the meadow together? And they moved up real close, face to face, gave each other a great big hug, spun around in a circle 3 times and said, you make a wish, and I'll make a wish too. And may your wish and my wish both come true. Snake Boy, what'd you wish for? I wish that we could play together here all day long. Wow! I wish for the same thing. And off they went. They explored every inch of that meadow. They made up the best games you could ever think of. And when the sun was up high in the sky, they rested in a cool shade. And they told each other stories. Stories about what life was like in that pond on the lily pads, and what it was like living down in the depths of that rocky burrow. Snake Boy taught Frog Child how to slither. And Frog Child, he taught that little snake how to hop. And they hopped, and they slithered, and they laughed all afternoon. And then when that sun turned red in the sky, Frog Child said, ooh, my mama said I had to come home when that sun turned red. And the other little one said, my mama said the same thing too. They looked at each other for a moment, and then at the same time they said, hey, you want to come back here tomorrow again and play all day? They moved up real close, face to face, hugged each other tight, spun around in a circle 3 times and said, you make a wish and I'll make a wish too. And may your wish and my wish both come true. What'd you wish for, Snake Boy? I wish that we could meet here again tomorrow and play all day. Wow, same thing I wished for. Then they both made their way home. And for anyone watching, that journey must have seemed rather strange. That little frog slithered all the way home. He slithered through the forest. He slithered through the swamp grass bog, over the mud flat. He slithered right up to the lily pad. Hey, Mama, I'm home. His mother took one look at her son and said, oh, lamb sakes, child, you are going to wear all the skin off your tummy. What are you doing? I'm slithering, Mama. My new friend, Snake Boy, he taught me how. His mother turned a pale shade of green. You've been playing with a snake? Yeah, Mama, we had the best time today. We made up the best games. But what's for dinner? I'm really hungry. Snake Boy, or Frog Child, stop. Stop that slithering right now, and you listen to me carefully. Snakes eat frogs. Now, he may have played with you all afternoon long, but when he gets hungry, he will eat you. No, Mama. Snake Boy wouldn't do that. He's my friend. We told each other stories. He'd never eat me. He is not your friend, Frog Child. Snakes eat frogs, and now you go eat your dinner. But Frog Child was no longer hungry. He could only think about his friend. And meanwhile, that little snake was hopping all the way home. He slowly hopped through the forest. He hopped around those boulders, through the snake, or the sand pit. He finally hopped right up to his mama. What's for dinner, Mama? I'm starving. And his mother took one look at her son and said, what are you doing? You are going to break every bone in your body. I'm hopping, Mama. My new friend, Frog Child, he taught me how. You stop that right now. She just about swallowed her tongue. Did you say that you have been playing with a frog? Oh, yeah, Mama, and we had so much fun. Snake Boy, stop the hopping, sit down, and listen to me. Snakes eat frogs. Oh, don't you look at me that way. It's true. Snakes eat frogs. Now, you can play with him all you want, all afternoon, but when you are done, you eat the frog. No, no, Mama. I would never eat Frog Child. He's my friend. Oh, Snake Boy, don't you come home now and be telling me that you're hungry after you've been playing with a frog all day long. Snake Boy slithered off to think about what his mother had told him. Now in the morning, as that morning sun chased shadows across the hills, that little snake quietly slipped out, down the hill, round the boulders, through that sand pit and the forest, and made his way to the Great Meadow. He carefully made his way through the damp grass, and he waited for Frog Child to come. The next time he moved, the sun was high in the sky. Frog Child had not come. And so, Snake Boy decided to go and find his friend. Slowly and carefully, he made his way to that pond where the lily pads were. And he searched until he found the home that was just like the one that Frog Child had described to him, telling stories. That little snake coiled himself up, peered through the reeds, and said, "Psst, Snake, Frog Child, are you there? It's me, Snake Boy." And the little frog peered out from a lily pad and said, "Wow, Snake Boy, you came all that way just to see me?" "Well, yeah. You didn't come to the meadow to play, and I wanted to see if you still wanted to meet and play." "Well, Snake Boy, it's kind of like this. My mama said that snakes eat frogs. Is that true?" "Shoot, my mama said the same thing, and I don't know. Mamas are pretty smart, you know, but I'd never eat you, Frog Child. You are my friend. I mean, playing with you was the most fun I've ever had." "Yeah, that was pretty fun, wasn't it?" "Yeah, but you know what, Frog Child? My mama said that I can't be hopping anymore. So, I don't know, I guess maybe we can't be friends anymore. I'm gonna miss you, Frog Child. I'm gonna miss you too, Snake Boy." And so it is to this day. Now, you can still see those two in the Great Meadow. The little snake bask in the sun, and the little frog, he rest in the shade. They never play together anymore, but they watch each other carefully from a distance, and they remember. And if you listen carefully, you can hear them whisper. They say, "I wonder what would have happened if they just let us be friends." You make a wish, and I'll make a wish too. And may your wish and my wish both come true. I heard that that's based on a little African folk tale, and also it's been made into a lovely, lovely book called In the Great Meadow by Skid Crease.